Brain-computer interfaces are still in their infancy. They're still very niche devices that you typically need to use in a laboratory setting. And so this is essentially the first step toward making it more democratized to make the technology more ubiquitous. And then as the technology evolves in that direction, I believe that we're going to start to have the right steps in place to help billions of people around the world, not just those that are differently abled, but even everyday people as well too. My name is Dr. Ramses Al-Kaid. I'm the CEO of Neurable. We work on brain-computer interfaces, which is a fancy way of saying that we work on technology that records your brain activity and then lets you control different devices like computers. What makes us different is that we're able to integrate this technology into everyday devices, so headphones and earbuds, and still enable really high-quality data that can help people, for example, track cognitive diseases over long periods of time. So essentially what our technology enables us to do is to increase the sensitivity that we collect brain data from. Brain data is incredibly difficult to pick up in a non-surgical way. It's kind of like listening to people in a stadium talk from outside the stadium, right? If your brain is a stadium, right? And so our technology increases the volume of those voices that we're able to pick them up instead of using these large headset systems that are typically used in scientific laboratories. We can use essentially headphones and earbuds as the method of picking up that data and still maintain a very high quality brain signal that we are able to collect. So I went to the University of Washington, studied electrical engineering, primarily working with prosthetics teams there to create better prosthetic systems. And I noticed that there was this big disconnect between the actual devices we were building in the brain. So I did my PhD at the University of Michigan in neuroscience, starting to bridge that gap. And what I learned is there's individuals, for example, with ALS, individuals with non-functioning autism and cerebral palsy, and even those types of individuals need significant evolutions in brain-computer interfaces as well too. And so that's what motivated me to spin this company out and really try to create everyday brain-computer interfaces. There's two core directions that we're doing with this early version of the system. One is tracking cognitive biomarkers. So instead of being able to diagnose somebody with Parkinson's 10 years into the disease, we now have the tools that we're building so that we can actually see that progression happening and hopefully create earlier interventions. And then the most commonly used system that we have right now is a system that tracks focus. So as a person becomes tired, we can tell them to take a break so that they have more wellness hygiene. And that essentially helps prevent issues like burnout and depression. Yeah, so really the story of Neurable starts when I was about 8 years old. My uncle actually got into a trucking accident and lost both his legs. And it was a traumatic time, obviously, for him, but it's what motivated me to create technology that could help first individuals like him. But then when I went to grad school, I saw that there was this huge issue in just neuroscience in general, where we had technology that could be used to really impact people's lives. So what we developed at the University of Michigan is a technology to help increase the signal-to-noise of brain data, which just means that we're able to pick up signal at a much higher sensitivity. We had about a 90% correlation coefficient to this system here. It took 10 years of work, but we got it down to essentially something that looks like a pair of headphones and earbuds, right? Oh, wow. And we partnered then with a boutique audiophile company called Master Dynamics, leveraging their already successful MW75.
Yeah, what I like is it looks like a headphone.
This is the one that we're doing for the DoD here. You can see that we've got a slightly different pattern, right? Mm-hmm. So if you want to make the patterns look different, you can. You can also change the color, etc. But we want to keep this because it's also assigned to customers that they know where the product is from, who the company is. That way, they can trust the product. It's really important for us. We then take the data and we can display it into an app, right? And in that app, we can look at people's focus over time, help them improve their focus. Most importantly, it tells you when to take a break. Okay. Now, when you feel like taking a break and when you actually take a break are two different time points.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and what we showed in a Mayo Clinic study that we did was that people who took breaks based off of their brain data were able to have two really strong, productive moments of their work. We're going to have a hands-free control system soon, so you can switch music tracks using the sensors instead of touching the system. We have ways of personalizing music. Going to be a noise cancellation system that uses brain data to detect what you're listening to. So imagine you're on a plane, right? And you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
Flight attendant comes to you. We can pause the movie automatically. We know that you're switching from the movie to the flight attendant. So now we can increase their voice and decrease all the other surrounding sounds. So those are all things we're going to be doing software updates with the product and rolling out over time.
Yeah.
Headphones, earbuds, helmets, essentially anything that touches your head, eventually AR devices as well too.
Yeah.
All of those are going to start to roll out with Neurable-based technology inside of it as well. My co-founder is a neuroethicist, so it's something that's very core to the company. We follow all HIPAA standards. We de-identify all the data that we collect. We only collect data with user consent. So there's an opt-in method to it. But that's really core to the technology. We also promise never to sell your data. Those are all things that are core to the company. If the user is fine with us using their data to further improve the models, which we hope people will be, because it will help enable so many more development of the technology, and also there's going to be a lot of scientific work that can be done on this type of platform. And so it could really accelerate a lot of tackling some of the biggest questions in neuroscience. We're the only Department of Defense approved brain-computer interface company. They actually tested out a large selection of them over 2 years, and most of them got ranked between something called technology readiness level 1 to 3. 9 being that it's ready for actual use, 1 to 3 means research. We got an 8. And so we're working with the Department of Defense to create new solutions that can help. First, it's going to be soldiers, but then it's going to be helping people. So for example, understanding brain damage, concussions, things like that, and then we can transition that to the consumer product. And so essentially we're working to bring out more of these really powerful scientific benefits to people in the long term. But it works so well that you can experience it and see, yeah, this is working, right? They're powered by the headphones. It barely affects battery life. I think that right now Master Dynamic systems with ANC go down to about 12 hours. So it's 32 hours normal, 12 hours with ANC on max. And then with our tech, they go down somewhere between 8 to 10. And that's without any of the power changes that we're doing. So you buy these headphones now, but then you're going to get a software update for hands-free control. Then you're going to get an update for improved battery life. And it's just going to be, if you have access to the headphones, we'll have an API where you can get access to brain data, the accelerometer data, any other sensors that are on there through the Neurable app. Thus far, we've been able to have perfect demos. It works on everybody. So right now, we're currently, knock on wood, at 100% hit rate. But once things launch, obviously, there's going to be new parameters we've never seen before.
Of course.
And to us, those are new parameters for us to improve on.
Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel.